students. We continue chapter 6. Today I am going to talk about attitudinal change. Now we'll start up with characteristics of the existing attitude is also responsible for attitude change. So first is that positive attitudes are easier to change than the negative attitude. For example, you have a positive attitude towards your friend and someone keeps on probing against him. So at times, you might also become suspicious that maybe my friend is that way. Or if, number of the others are also talking the same way, so you might change that attitude. That is what is positive attitudes are easier to change than the negative one. But already, if you have a negative attitude, then it's very difficult for you to change that attitude unless and until you get the proper proof to change that. Then, less extreme attitudes are easier to change than the extreme attitude. That means the attitude which have already been formed, which are in your central attitudinal system, cannot be changed easily, whereas which are in the peripheral, they can be changed. Students, then next point, simple attitudes are easier to change than the multiple attitude. That is, the attitudes which are very simple, you can change it easily. Whereas if it is a complex one, then it becomes very difficult to be changed. Same with the peripheral and central, I had already explained you in the previous video also, and in this video also I had told you just now that peripheral attitudes are easier to change than the central attitude. So let's continue other points. Then students, when we talk about attitude change, then we are talking about the direction and the extent of attitudinal change also. So direction could be congruent or incongruent. That change which will occur will be either in consistency or inconsistent, congruent or incongruent. Now, when it is, incongruent attitude change, what happens is the positive attitudes may become more positive and negative attitudes may become more negative. For example, you have an attitude towards topic A, which is positive, and then you read it in the newspaper also, same about it. Then your mother also told you same about that topic. So your now attitude has become more positive towards that topic A. Same happens with the negative attitude. Now, incongruent attitude change is that positive becomes less positive and negative becomes less negative. Same way as it is if you have, a positive attitude towards something like topic B, and it will become either less positive if you get the information from your mother about it that it is not so useful, that product is not so useful. So positive will become less positive and negative will become less negative. This is what is incongruent attitude change. As you might remember, the two-step concept of S.M. Mohsin, where he has talked about source and target. So the characteristics of the source as well as the target will also affect attitudinal change. Firstly, I am going to deal with attitudinal change due to the characteristics of the source, credibility and attractiveness. See, if some model, say, or Miss India or Miss Universe is advertising something, that source is physically attractive also, and the information which he is giving is also trustworthy, then people are, you know, willingly they change their attitude. Attitudinal changes do occur if the source is reliable as well as attractive. Then, students, attitude change is also possible due to the characteristic of the information that is being delivered. If it has a rational appeal, then also attitude change occur. If it has an emotional appeal, then the attitude change occurs easily. For example, if I'd say that you should maintain your health as to avoid any complexity in the future. So that's a rational appeal. Why you should concentrate on your health today. Whereas emotional appeal could be that you should maintain your health so that you can utilize the money which is not used in which you don't spend it on physical ailment. You can spend it on your sister's marriage, on your daughter's future, so on and so forth. So it has an emotional appeal which can also change the attitude. Next, we'll talk about attitude change due to the characteristic of the target. Target, as you all know, is the person whose attitude is to be changed. Okay, so first in this is low self esteem. People can change their attitude easily. Then high self esteem means if you possess high self esteem, then attitude change is very difficult. Then people with low confidence changes their attitude easier than high confidence people. It is their characteristic because they don't trust themselves. So whatever you bring forth to them, they will accept it. Then students, people who possess less IQ, they are able to, their attitude can be changed more easily than those who have higher IQ. And on the contrary, sometimes intelligent people change their attitude willingly when they get it, when they get some right information and rational thinking is there, then they change their attitude. See, you might be having an attitude towards, say, like, firstly, the in times from now, the people used to have negative attitude towards the sanitary napkins, but now they had changed it. They had accepted it because it was having rational thinking in it. So the highly intelligent people sometimes they change it willingly to change their willingly they accept the attitudinal change.